Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about something that's very serious, and that is North Korea is just they're so provocative right now in their threats to America and surrounding nations. And this is something that cannot be tolerated. And this is something that has been going on for a while. We need to do something about this immediately because we cannot risk the possibility or the likelihood. North Korea, they are going to pull the trigger. The question is when. They're threatening Guam, they're threatening Alaska, they're threatening the United States, they're threatening everybody, and this is unacceptable. These are just some of the headlines that we're going to cover today, and I hope that it is of seriousness to you. And let's just go and see what the President of the United States has said, and let's just take a quick listen to the response of the President to North Korea.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
A showdown with North Korea as the tension escalates. The isolated country threatens to turn a U.S. territory into a target. The warning of a possible missile strike against Guam comes as U.S. intel suggests North Korea now has the ability to create a nuclear warhead small enough to fit atop a missile. Lisa Kubota joins us now with more on this latest provocation. Lisa.
Steph, 2 U.S. B-1 bombers flew from Guam's Andersen Air Force Base over the Korean peninsula yesterday. Guam's government says there's been no change in threat level following North Korea's announcement.
He is trying to maintain his rule in Korea.
North Korea's nuclear threat was on the minds of many people who showed up for Congresswoman Colleen Hanabusa's town hall meeting.
I do not believe that Kim Jong-un would launch anything against any territory or jurisdiction of the United States.
Raquel Dizon Ike grew up on Guam and still has family and friends there. She runs a group here that perpetuates and promotes the culture.
We are concerned, but I know that the governor has addressed them as go about life as usual. No need to panic. And, the Department of Defense will have this under control.
The war of words comes at the same time as a possible breakthrough in Kim Jong-un's nuclear weapons capability. It's believed North Korea now has the ability to miniaturize a nuclear warhead and may have up to 60 nuclear weapons in its arsenal.
I would characterize that statement by North Korea as a bluff rather than a threat, because any strike on Guam would lead to obliteration of the North Korean capital and much of the rest of the country.
Emergency officials say the threat to Hawaii and the rest of the U.S. remains extremely low, and the governor sees no need to accelerate planning in case of an attack.
We're not ramping up anything. We're continuing on our timeline and our campaign plan as briefed to the governor. We are absolutely safe here in Hawaii.
Over the weekend, the UN Security Council imposed tough new sanctions on North Korea after it successfully conducted 2 intercontinental ballistic missile tests last month. Lisa Kubota.
Okay, so to me, this is just... Okay, in this video, it is not as strong of a warning as it should be. They're saying not to worry. Guys, you should really worry about this. This is something that's very serious. Nuclear attacks, nuclear war, the possibility of a new world war, that is very serious. I really do not like how this news agency is whitewashing the fact. If North Korea attacks, or when North Korea attacks, I might add, it's going to be fire and fury, just like the President of the United States said. This is unacceptable. This is something that has to be dealt with swiftly. Okay. Now, attacking Guam is not going to be good for North Korea at all. And, of course, Trump is ready to fight, which, of course, is what I want to see. I am tired of these threats. I'm tired of their continuous development of nuclear weapons. It needs to be put to an end, and it needs to be put to an end immediately. Now, guys, let's continue. It's not just Guam or Hawaii that's now in the danger zone, I guess you could say. With the recent developments of this ICBM, it is practically the entire world, mostly the United States. It is estimated that they can hit New York City, the most populated city in America. What would that mean? That would mean a complete annihilation of North Korea if they was to do that. It's already going to be bad if they deploy a nuclear weapon towards Guam, Hawaii, South Korea. It's already going to be bad for them. Now, other countries are urging that we calm down. But I say this, why should we be calm? We are being provoked. This needs to be dealt with swiftly. And I know and I understand what that means. That means a lot of people are going to lose their lives in order for this to be done. But the thing is, lots of lives will be lost if nothing is done anyways. North Korea should not be allowed to continually develop their nuclear weapons. Kim Jong-un, the dictator, is a mad, chubby, little fatso kid. Hate to call him names. But he allows the people to starve. He allows such bad torture to be done to his people. A regime change in North Korea would be a blessing to the people of North Korea. It is not only China that's urging calm. It is also the threat with Russia, and Russia telling us to calm down. You know, Russia's top diplomat has downplayed North Korea's nuclear saber rattling following a diplomatic summit Tuesday, and said the United States has to take prudent steps to de-escalate the crisis. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, I can't pronounce his name, I apologize, emphasized that North Korea always complains about sanctions imposed by the United Nations Security Council. The regime threatened a physical response to the new sanctions and warned South Korea it has the ability to turn Seoul into a sea of flame. Now, they're saying that there should be little alarm to this. But let me tell you, continuous threats and continuous development of nuclear weapons, and now they're saying that North Korea has already miniaturized a nuclear weapon that can be placed on an ICBM. This is very serious. And Kim Jong-un has everything to prove to remain in power. These people fear him. They are scared of him. They worship him like a god. This country needs help. And if they continue to threaten, or if they pull the trigger on launching these nuclear weapons, I really do pray, honest to God, that these people will, it's just going to be so. This is the start of a world war, guys. Because it's going to follow like this. If North Korea decides to pull the trigger on the nuclear weapon, the United States is going to respond heavily. They're going to respond in such a way that is going to leave the capital completely destroyed and millions of North Koreans dead. That is not something that I take lightly. It's not fair to anyone to have to die or have to suffer through the consequences of nuclear war. But after the United States attacks North Korea, China will intervene and back up North Korea. After that, we'll have Russia come in and take over and help China. India will get involved with the United States. NATO will now get involved. And the whole world will be at crisis. Guys, take care of your families. Go ahead and stock up on food, water, resources. It's going to start getting bad.
The news about North Korea's missile and nuclear program has been bad all summer, and that continued to be true on Tuesday. First of all, President Trump came out and threatened essentially to rain fire and fury down on the North Koreans if they don't stop making provocations against the U.S. about how they might use their nuclear weapons.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. He has been very threatening beyond a normal statement. And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly, power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
At about